Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
Welcome to Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab. I'm Grant.
I'm Brad.
And there's only 23 days till Halloween. Halloween.
23. Silver Shamrock. All right. What have you watched this week? This 2 weeks?
I say you said all right. You jumped in front of it, so I was like, Brad has something to go here.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I really don't.
I wrote it down. So first, I want to why I'm searching for that. I want to let you know that why we record this. I went and purchased myself. Can you see it? Can you see it? I purchased myself a voodoo.
I have it upstairs.
Yeah, let's say I know you have one. I doubt you're drinking it, but I know you have one.
I do have one. I was going to wait till Garfield.
Oh, okay.
I think Sunday. Because okay. I'm not going to, you know me, I hate Mountain Dew.
Oh.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, I feel like every time I grab one, and like, I don't know if we talked about this last Halloween, and the caloric intake of a Mountain Dew, I feel like it goes up every time. It's 270 calories in this fucking bottle. And every time I look at it, I go, you know how much Mountain Dew I've drank over my life? Like, it's terrible for you.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing good in it for you now. But, I mean, I probably have one Mountain Dew a year, and I probably only drank about a quarter of it. So,
I don't know if you noticed, they have, like, the Grim Reaper holding up the 2. So they know this is the second one. So I feel like this is a thing that's going to happen every year now.
So I've heard that it tastes just like the last year's one.
And what did we find out? Was it candy corn?
It was candy corn.
Okay. So, yeah, it does say it's a mystery flavor, and I know it's a big deal to guess it. I can't even get... Okay, there we go. Okay.
I feel like we drank this on the same day last year during a podcast.
Yeah. I think we brought it over and drank it at the same time. I don't know what we did last year, though. But do you want to know what I think, or do you want me to keep it a secret?
Yes, I want to know what you think, yes.
It's not last year's.
Okay.
It's sweeter. It's better, because I remember not liking last year's.
I did not like last year's at all. That's why I'm afraid to open it, because
dude, I can't tell you what it tastes like. Like, I almost want to say like the outside of a Tootsie Pop or Tootsie Roll Pop.
So a sucker?
Yeah, but like it has it. Yeah, but no, but it has the taste of like that. That's what it reminds me of.
Okay.
And it's one of those things that when I hear about it, I'll be like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, did you ever do the Oreo challenge when they came out with the new Oreo, the mystery Oreo?
I don't think I did.
And it like I went through everything. I was like, it's a s'more, it's a graham cracker, which I was close, but it was a churro, and I fucking never thought of a churro Oreo.
Yeah, who thinks of a churro?
I
don't even know what a churro is.
Well, churros are delicious. They're just like the cinnamon twists from Taco Bell. It's just like a deep
That's what
fried,
I was thinking. They're like Mexican things, right?
Yeah.
It's like a Mexican dessert kind of. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the voodoo.
I hate the cinnamon things from Taco Bell. You mean like the cinnamon twists?
Yeah. You hate those?
Yeah, whenever they're in like the $5 box, I'm always like, why do they put this shit in here?
Dude, I think they're delicious. I love those things.
But I'm not a sweets guy, so it's very sweet to me, and I'm.
All right, so the past couple weeks, we doubled down on Goosebumps. We watched Goosebumps 2, which we've already talked about, the better movie.
It is the better movie.
And I think it might be what you said. He's in it, but there's less Jack Black.
Which is a good thing.
we watched Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Which it's not so much a Halloween movie for us. It was just like, well, we can watch that anytime, but it just felt right, I guess.
Okay.
And then I introduced Maya to Little Monsters, the Fred Savage Little Monsters, not the new one on Hulu, which is also good. But
I have not watched the new one on Hulu. I actually just purchased Little Monsters because it was so cheap that it was the Vestron. Is it a Vestron?
Let's say, did you get the same one I did? The Vestron Classics?
The Blu-ray?
Yeah, it's like the special. I forget what company it is. I don't know if it's Universal. I think it's Universal. It's like their line of like special or Blu-rays. Because I have that one. I think my chopping mall is a Vestron.
Yeah, that's where mine is too. And
then
Vestron is
I have
a big
Maximum Overdrive as well.
Vestron was a big horror VHS company.
Yeah.
and their tapes are relatively collectible.
Yeah, and I was bummed because, like, for my OCD and collecting thing, now it's all fucked up because Chopping Mall's 1, Maximum Overdrive is 17, Little Monsters is 19, and I looked up the rest of them. I don't really want any other ones. Like, I love, like, I've realized between, like, these DVDs now and Goosebumps, all you have to do is put the number, like, put a number on the side of something, and I'll buy it. Because
you like it because then you want the completeness.
I want
That's
the
how
whole
Frank
thing,
is
but
too.
like,
and I could be like that too.
Yeah, I mean, but they have like, I would probably check out The Gate, and I think they have, I forget the other one that they had, like, maybe Parents, the like, the Randy Quaid one.
Yeah, I've seen Parents on there, but I've never felt like watching it.
Yeah,
like it's been on my list several times, and then it went off Netflix, but now it's back on Amazon.
Yeah,
but I'm never like, I'm gonna fucking watch Parents. Like, I don't know why. I just never want to watch it.
And like the rest of them, like, and like I'm not shitting on them because I've never seen them, but it's like the Wishmaster collection, and like, I mean, there's a lot of like weird ones that like I get why they're coming out, and people are collecting them, but like I don't want them. So like the Vestron stuff really bums me out. Once again, white people problems.
Yeah, I'm trying to now look up what else is part of this 19.
Well, why you
movies.
do that? I don't know if you saw the photos already, but it fucking came early, man. Look at this. What I'm holding right now is my
you got it.
My Scream Factory special deluxe edition of Friday the 13th with all 13 movies. It came with a fucking poster too, and the box was even amazing. Like, Shout Factory knows how to make you feel right. And I did have to laugh because, you know, like the one thing I think we talked about, my favorite thing about the Shout Factories is that they put a reverse cover, like they put like the old VHS cover on the reverse, like if you want to flip it over in the Blu-ray case.
Yeah.
They did it for all, which I love. The one that they didn't do it for, Jason X, just the same cover on both sides. It kind of made me laugh.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, dude, it's fucking. I was so happy. Like, it was like Christmas, and the posters are cool that come with it, and I'm excited because it even has the extra disc of just new bonus content. So, but yeah, so I got that. Speaking of collecting Blu-rays,
I've thought about it more than once. Oh, I have it. Okay.
Is this so? This is the complete list of the Vestron.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. If 19 is okay, yeah. So there's only 19 of them.
Yeah, I think Little Monsters is like a new release.
And so Chopping Mall is number 1.
Yeah.
And then Blood Diners 2, which I've never seen, but I do want to see.
That's another one that I want to see. Yeah. Okay, so I would think about getting that one.
Waxwork is 1 and 2 is 3, which I always also do want to see. Waxwork. It actually is on my list right now in Amazon.
I randomly have that VHS tape. I have a VHS tape that I've never watched of that. Yeah, I have it.
Return of the Living Dead 3 is number 4.
And see, I remember that's random.
I've never seen it. If I have, I think it's the one with the girl with the nails.
It's the girl with the nails. Cover. Yeah, it's one of my favorite covers to look at. When I was a kid,
and I think I watched a VHS copy of it once and didn't like it.
It's not. Yeah, I mean,
because there's
how much you like the first one.
Return of the Living Dead 2.
Yeah, the second one's okay, and then the third one is just, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's a complete B movie.
And then there was 2 that came out at the same time, and I can't remember what those like.
It gets even more ridiculous. Like it gets into like Halloween 6 territory where you're just like, what the fuck am I watching?
And then number 5 is Chud 2 Bud the Chud.
Ooh.
Which I've never seen and didn't even know existed, if I'm being completely honest.
Jake probably
I know
has
that probably doesn't make me nearly as cool. The Lair of the White Worm is number 6. I've never heard of it. 7 is Parents. 8 is The Gate. 9 is Wishmaster, all 4 of them. Which, like, I think I have those in my basement right now, like in the unfinished part, like, because I'm like, I know I've seen these, but I haven't seen them since I was a kid.
I've never even seen it. What is it, like a genie type thing?
Yeah, from what I remember, it's like this,
or like or not Rapunzel, Rumpelstiltskin, like a he'll give you what you want, but you gotta pay a price.
Yeah, and it's that's what I remember of it, and I don't know if I've seen the first one, the fourth one, or the third one. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea what I saw. Number 11, number 10 is The Unholy, which I've never heard of. 11 is Warlock Trilogy. I've heard of it,
but I've never seen it.
Number 12 is Slaughter High, which I don't think I've seen, but I've wanted to see it because the cover looks cool.
Is that the one with no? Is that the one with the skeleton?
It's the skull with the
With
graduation
the graduate?
hat on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay, yeah.
I've never seen that. So 13 is Gothic, which sounds really familiar, but I can't place it. 14 is Class of 1999, which sounds familiar again, but I think I might be mixing it up with something else, like The Faculty or something. 15 is Beyond Reanimator, which I love. 16 is Dagon.
Yeah, Dagon.
Yeah,
It's like I think it's Spanish. Like it has a little accent on the G.
Dagon.
Or on the O. Dagon.
17 Maximum Overdrive. 18 is Shivers, and 19 Little Monsters. But yeah, I ended up buying Little Monsters because
it was $12.
Yeah, it was so cheap,
Yeah.
and I got 15% off when I bought two, and I decided to finally.
You bought it in one of those deals?
Yeah.
Was that something you sent me? Because I didn't even notice that.
On eBay, there's this guy that he has like a ton of movies, and if you buy two, you get 15% off, and they're all new.
Oh, okay. I thought but didn't you buy something during one of the Shout Factory sales though that you sent me?
Oh no, I've been going away from Shout Factory because you can only get free shipping on 50 or more.
Oh, okay.
But this was I got free shipping and 15% off.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay,
Brad cannot stay away from a deal. He just can't do it.
No, I can't. So I looked to go buy Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I realized that I waited too long. Yeah, I waited too long.
It's out of print, right?
It finally is out of print. I could have got it for the last 2 years for $20. Yeah. I've just been holding off.
Because I think I've looked for it too. Because isn't the Return of the Living Dead out of print as well?
I believe so.
Because those are the two
but I think there's a steel book available too, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's like two that, and I'm not a steelbook fan.
I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't know
me
why.
neither. I picked up a Goonies one the other day, garage sale, and I did replace my Goonies with it, because it was cooler. Anyways, but I also looked for People Under Stairs, and it wasn't available on Amazon either. So I decided to pick People Under the Stairs up, and that was only $13.
See, I thought that was wasn't that an Amazon like $15 one?
Yeah, and it was not available on Amazon anymore.
Did
so
I was
like,
my
all right,
chance? I
was like, I'm just gonna fucking buy it if it's still on that guy's thing, and it was. So I decided to just go ahead and pick it up just in case they're about to Texas Chainsaw Massacre to me. And
you know how long that's been in my cart on Amazon, and I just always say no for people on the stage.
Exactly.
Actually, you know what?
So
you keep talking. I'm gonna look up to see if I can still get this thing because I'm gonna be pretty bummed if I waited like you 2 years. And then just never bought it.
And it's just gone. And so, but I needed another one to get the 15% off. And then I saw Little Monsters was like my next choice. It was because it's like, you might like this by this same buyer. And it was like $11.95. And I was like, all right, like, I'll take that. Because I don't even own Little Monsters. I used to. But I think I got rid of it at one point because it was just a DVD. I've been getting rid of my DVDs. So
it's $14.99. So
on Amazon?
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
So yeah, we're still good. And see, I'm not hitting buy. I'm just putting my phone down.
Yeah, you're gonna get screwed. But I don't think it has the following that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 does. Though, so.
And then last one was we went to see that fucking cricket. I wonder if it's gonna be picked up or not. The last one was we went to the drive-in to see Hocus Pocus, which is a yearly. I make Maya and Abby wait until October. They can't watch it in September, but then that's a yearly watch.
You know, I was just talking to Brandy about the fact that I would love to go to the drive-in for like a horror movie. Like,
they had
a silly horror movie.
They had Halloween playing on the other screen. I really wanted to sneak over and watch it, but we had to leave.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to go and see it, especially if like we went together or something. That'd be really fun.
I do have the crowning achievement of 2 years ago. I saw Friday the 13th at the drive-in. Like
that is cool. Yeah,
but it's fucking crazy. And I don't know if it was just Hocus Pocus or what. There was a line down High Street, like you couldn't get in. Like the place was fucking packed. And I don't know if it's still
really?
like I don't know if it's COVID stuff or is this Hocus Pocus. But like every time we go there's almost like no one there. Like people didn't know about the drive-in, and now like it's fucking packed.
You know, I gotta say, Hocus Pocus has really gained some steam over the past couple of years.
I thought you were gonna say you didn't like it.
I like it, but it's like it's really gained like so much steam. Like I don't remember this being a beloved movie 5 years ago.
No,
People did not talk about this movie.
no. I mean,
Like,
I
all
remember
of a
I
sudden,
I loved it as a kid, but yeah, it wasn't in the mainstream as much as it is now.
all of a sudden, yeah, it's like this classic of Halloween, and I'm like, when did that happen? It literally it seemed like last year, like it kind of like the Pops came out, and this came out, and that came out,
Which,
and all of a sudden,
how you feel? How do you feel about good old SJP though, in the outfit and the blonde hair?
I do actually think that Sarah Jessica Parker is not very attractive in real life, but
that
in that
movie?
movie,
Yeah.
she's really hot.
I think everybody has the same opinion where it's like, it's Sarah Jessica Parker, and I'm
but
like, if you look
what's
at
her name in Sex and the City?
Carrie?
Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the best. I've never been a Carrie Bradshaw person. I never. I mean, I think everybody kind of likes the horror one, right? I guess I can't remember her name.
The horror what?
She's like the one that always is sleeping around in Sex and the City.
Oh, the
All
horror,
the guys,
not horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
No, I
don't
know
know.
that's a terrible
There's a
thing
Samantha.
to say, I guess, but
There's another
Samantha.
one. Is it Samantha?
Yeah. I feel like it might be Miranda.
And
So Miranda was the redhead that dated Steve, right?
I don't. I only watched the first
And
couple
then
episodes.
there was the brown-haired one who married Harry, though, and what was her name? And she was kind of prissy, or kind of like she was the most like classy.
Carrie, Miranda, Samantha.
Miranda, Samantha. And
I don't know.
I mean, either. It's not coming to me.
But yeah, and like I'm pretty.
Somebody sitting there screaming at us like, "Come on!"
It's Brittany. It's not Brittany.
It's not Brittany.
I am convinced though that they did not give her a script because like, I mean, obviously like Bette Midler is doing the heavy lifting of that movie, and if you just watch this movie and only pay attention to Sarah Jessica Parker, she's just in the background like.
Just looking around
and or like kind of dancing but not really, and then she just sings songs like the Muck song that everybody knows. Well, it's not even a song, she just says it 3 times. And then there's other things that like Bette Midler will say a word and Sarah Jessica Parker just like starts singing that word.
It's like that thing, remember, where it's like without Garfield and it's just John.
Yeah.
They take out John's word or Garfield's words, so it's just John talking to himself, and it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, but if you took out Bette Midler from that movie, it was just Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, I never even watched it for that, but from what you're saying,
like if you guys watch it this year,
we've already watched it.
Okay,
it's on my list too.
Okay, well, and yeah, that wraps up my list.
Okay, my list, and I'm missing something.
Did you forget again?
No, I kept the list, but like literally, I know I'm missing something, and I started the list like last Sunday. I was like, oh, I got to get the list, and I know that I don't have something on here, but I watched with my wife, The House is October Built.
Mm-hmm.
She had never seen that.
Did she like it?
I think so.
Okay.
It's a little shaky. Sometimes it gets a little annoying.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes the whole like, what's that called? Like
the found footage.
The found footage movies. They just, by the time you're done with them, you're just like, oh, thank God I don't have to watch the shaky camera video anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I do love it. I love like the lady with the porcelain mask is always great. And then we watch a favorite of mine. We watch Slugs.
Okay.
And then I watched by myself. I watched Gravy, which was actually a Gravy is a Scream Factory cheap one that I ended up buying because I needed to get the 50 because you got to get the free shipping because Scream Factory shipping is freaking expensive.
You're the people that Walt Flanagan talk about.
Yeah, I am. Well, because then it made Gravy like $4.
Yeah,
because it was only like $10.99 or something.
No, I get it. I'm a sucker for it too. But I just go through Amazon for everything. Like this Friday the 13th box set was probably the first thing I've actually ordered off the Scream Factory or the Shout, like whatever.
It was really weird. and I don't mean to get off topic, but I was in Walmart the other day, and it was just Brandy and I, so we were like literally like meandering around because when you don't have two fucking kids, it's just the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah,
I know you're past that because Maya's older, but I'm still there.
Oh no, whenever Maya's gone at her grandma's, we turn into fucking awful people. Like I come home, I like either like eat just like a bag of chips and we just sit on the couch and do nothing, or like we'll have cereal for dinner and then like not clean it up right away. Like we have no rules when Maya's gone.
Yeah. So I was looking at the $5 Blu-ray bin at Walmart.
Yeah.
They had Scream Factory double feature, The Fog, and something else good.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this doing here? So then I went through the whole bin to see if there was any more Scream Factory. I couldn't find a single other one.
Yeah.
Because then I was like,
that's weird that that's at Walmart though.
Yeah, and it was something else good that like I needed on Blu-ray even. Oh, it was the Wolf movie, The Howling.
Oh, okay.
And but they didn't have any other ones, and I was like, well, I already have The Fog. So I just left it there.
So you ended up leaving with nothing.
I got Mike and Ike's.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I watched Gravy, which was it was very It's Always Sunny. I think it even had people from It's Always Sunny in it, but not the main four guys, but like one of like the what are the brothers called?
I can't, like, you asked me too quick.
Putnicks or something like that. I forget what their name is. And it was just okay. I think maybe I need to watch it again. I ended up listing eBay because I have so much stuff. You've seen my pictures, how much shit I've been getting, and I'm just a little behind. So I needed to list that night, and so I kind of watched it but it ended up being a little bit like torture-y, but they were funny about it.
Yeah.
And it was just okay. I watched Hocus Pocus and I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, and I know I'm missing something, but I just don't know what.
Okay, so here's a good, and like this, that, like, I don't even know how long we're gonna go with fucking Halloween 3 if we haven't even got to it yet. But another side one. You watch Nightmare Before Christmas now.
It's a tough call.
We always watch it at Christmas. We don't watch it during Halloween.
I've done both.
Okay. I mean, you can, though. Like, there's no wrong answer, but, like, it's a weird movie.
Yeah, it almost is the perfect bridge. It's almost you should watch, like, November 15th.
You know what? How about on November 15th, we get together and
I can't.
watch
It's my mom's birthday, but...
We make her watch it. She'll watch that movie.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, fuck.
Wait, what am I watching? It's November, Bradley.
Nightmare.
This sounds scary.
There's no way. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
And I'm sure I've done other stuff. I watched Charlie Brown. I watched some other specials and shit. But
I mean, it's better than my, like 2 or 3 months of not watching a thing. So, you know.
Right. Yeah, but that's really about all that I got. I think I'm sure I have something else, but I can't think of it right now. So we can move on.
We both did buy not giant but large decorative Sam's.
Yes.
Mine's hanging up though. You have the one that stands, don't you?
I have the one that stands. Yes, I have. I bought. It's funny because I usually just go into Spirit Halloween. I'm just gonna look at shit. And
I spent so much money already.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the fucking masks were $12 a piece, but I was just like, I don't know when those are gonna be back, and they're like, that's my favorite part of that movie. So like, I gotta get them.
I just bought a pinball machine, but
the pinball machine.
Well, I haven't been spending a lot of money on myself in the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to a point where I have so much shit, and I need to read all this stuff. I need to watch all this stuff. I need to listen to all this stuff.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I don't have time.
Well, that's why I stopped buying books finally. Like, I was buying a couple books like a week at Half Price Books, and then I just was like, I haven't read anything. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. And that's why I was just like, all right, I'm done. I don't need any more shirts. I have plenty. Like, I just don't buy anything. And so I almost don't really like to buy things now. I just save my money.
Yeah.
And so I bought that pinball machine, and then I went over to I was at Target right before Spirit Halloween. I bought the new Marilyn Manson CD because it was there, and I was like, I want that. Even though I could stream it on iTunes, I was still, that sixth grader in me came out, and I was like, I'm buying that. Have you listened to it?
No.
I love it.
Okay.
I like love it.
The last one was a little bit rough from what I remember.
I didn't love the last one either. It's not my least favorite one. That the one with heart-shaped glasses was my least favorite one.
I still don't mind that album.
I don't like it. But this one, I really, 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 really like it. Maybe it's because it's coming out at the right time, too. Doesn't hurt it. Anyways, I went over there, and I've had a good eBay year. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, looking at stuff, and all of a sudden I kind of come up on it. Like, I saw the mask you had bought. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, and I kind of keep walking around. And and I saw there was $179, I think, and I was like, man, that's not that bad. And I kept walking around, and I was just like, fuck, I spent $50 the other day on a meal that we all agreed that we didn't even like.
Yeah.
That much.
Dude, going out
you know
to
what
eat
I mean?
is so fucking expensive.
Yeah, exactly. And it was literally like, that's what I thought of, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to buy it. And so I went over, and then like I said, I talked to the lady, and I was like, this is 20% off online. I'd rather give you the money. And she was like, well, that's the only one left. And I was like, oh. And I was like, because then I started looking online, like, can I get this shipped for free too? And it's like, no, you can either get 20% off or free shipping. And this is too big. And it actually is going to cost more to ship because it's extra big.
Yeah.
And so it was like an extra fee for shipping. And it's like, fuck you. So I was like, all right, well, I definitely want this one. So I started talking to her, and I was like, can I have the floor pad too? It's the thing you can stop. She was like, yeah, but I'll just give you a new one up front. And then she was up there, and then she was like, well, I couldn't just do 20%, so you got 25% off. And I got the free stomp pad. So I got it all for like $127.
Yeah. So what does it do?
I was like, what?
Does it move?
You didn't play with the animatronic Sam?
No.
What one did you go to?
The one at Hilliard?
Yeah, that's the one I was at.
Oh, I mean,
you didn't see him?
I didn't even see it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it moves and shit and does the candy cane thing, and it laughs and yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah, we should probably get to it.
For what I consider probably one of the most perfect movies ever made, especially made about Halloween.
So
we're talking about Halloween 3.
This is one of my favorite horror movies, and it's funny because this is one of those ones that the first time you watch it, you don't love it.
No,
it's just not possible because you're not expecting what it is. The first time I saw it, I was pretty young. I was probably I don't know exactly how young I was.
I swear, I wonder, does that change it? Because I rented it from the library, and I knew nothing about it. I just saw Halloween, and I don't even think I saw like Season of the Witch or whatever the hell it's called.
Which really doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense anyways. And then you get halfway through the movie and go, well, where's Michael? But that's also in a time where the other, like, at least Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 had already come out. So it wasn't more of like only 1 and 2 had come out and you're confused. You're confused because Michael's in 4 and 5. So why isn't he in this one?
Well, if you would have asked me the first time I saw Halloween 3, hey, how many Halloweens are there? I probably would have guessed 7 or 8, and I would have been wrong.
Yeah.
Because, you kind of go by the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th numbers. Like, you just kind of assume that it's as many, which it is now. But back then it wasn't. And so, yeah, you do. You assume that it's going to be Michael Myers, and then it's not.
Which I do like their original idea of.
I love it so much better because I do 4 and 5 are okay, but they're okay. They're just that. They're okay.
Yeah.
And if you go to watch a Halloween movie, rarely are you like, man, I'm about to break down on some Halloween 6.
That's the one. I mean, I don't know. I really don't like H2O. I might have to go revisit it, but I think
I don't like it either.
I think 6 still might be the one that I've watched the least.
Is that Paul Rudd?
That's the introducing Paul Rudd one.
Yeah. Okay. And it's not that bad of a movie if you catch it on TV. But never are you like, man, I'm going to go watch a movie and I think that's going to be the one.
But yeah, the whole idea of So the first one was supposed to be Michael, and then they were literally going to like come out with a new one every year, but like a different story.
It's like an anthology series.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It's a really good idea.
Because if you break down Halloween 3 by itself, like as like a TV episode, like it'd have been great. Like it is that very much like it's a ridiculous idea that's very much like a made for TV movie type idea, I think.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of those movies that was a slow burn for me. Like I watched it again, and I think the next time I watched it, I probably caught it on TV, and I kind of, I think the song gets in your head, because when I really started to fall in love with it was at my old house. And so I probably would have been like 2009, 2010. And I think I caught it on like AMC or something like that. And I did. It's like all of a sudden, for like several days afterwards, you catch yourself like boom, 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 and you just start singing it. And then like all of a sudden you're like, man, I kind of want to watch that movie again. And then it just built from there. And all of a sudden it's become one of my favorite movies.
Yes. So we'll get into it. Let's talk about it like we always do. This is a fucking fantastic opening.
Yes.
It's got the music. John Carpenter did, I think, produce this and do all the music. And I really like the new take of the, that shot that we all get in the first one of just the pumpkin, with the music. They do it, they redo it in this one, but it's all like 80s tech, like the future. And like, so there's all these like lasers going on to like make a pumpkin.
Yeah, it's definitely has. I love the score of this movie.
This is one that I actually will listen to on its own, like around this time. Like I'll just put this on like behind like background music.
Yeah, I could do that too. I really, really like the score of this movie. So yeah, I love the opening.
And then so then you find out that it's a TV and it's flashing. And that's a little thing that we in the business call foreshadowing, Bradley.
It is.
Of things to come. But then we find out it's October 23rd.
Only October 23rd.
We still have, 8 days to Halloween?
Well, I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
I think the man starts running first,
well,
right?
Well, I think the man's running and it says like October 23rd or whatever, doesn't it?
I don't think it says that till it's 1 hour later and you're at the gas station.
Oh, okay. Well,
and then it has the 8 more days commercial. That's when you first hear that it's 8 more days. I could be wrong.
So so it starts out this man, like it's a dark street, man's fucking booking it, and there's a car just hot on his trail. But he can't get in anywhere. Like he keeps like trying to fucking like push down doors, like get away from this fucking car. Yeah.
And it's very dark. It looks like he's in like a dark if you remember, like the Children of the Corn, the guy that was fixing the cars that Malachi kills, it's like that. It's like off in the middle of nowhere, but it's like kind of a junkyard.
Yeah. And he has this like orange kind of mat, like it's a weird looking mask, like it's folded up in his back pocket. And he finally like he keeps trying to hide, get away from the car, and then fucking boom, for your first jump scare right there. There's a fucking weird suit guy just staring at him.
Yeah, and the suit guy looks kind of like an Agent Smith from like The Matrix.
Yeah, there's no emotion, and he's just like standing there, like very, very closely to him.
Yes. And the guy starts choking him. Right, and then he gets. Somehow he like gets a car to move on level hill.
Yeah, he
like on level ground.
Pulls it. I don't know. There's like a rope with like a chalk, like a tire chalk or something, and he like pulls it.
It does not make a ton of sense. And the car comes off and smushes the guy that is trying to choke him. And he this is a little foreshadowing too. He grabs the pumpkin mask sauce, and you're like, why did he grab the pumpkin mask? And he runs away.
Why is this grown man carrying around a mask?
Yeah, what's he so worried about that pumpkin mask for?
Plus, we still got 8 days, bro. Like, it'll be okay.
Yeah, don't worry, dude. It's cool.
The candy will still be there.
So it says an hour later, so it's like, all right.
Sorry, that got me.
But it's just kind of a weird one, right? Usually it's like 1 year later.
Yeah.
Or like, 5 years later, but like an hour later.
1 hour later.
Yeah, it's just like, why don't you just show what happened in an hour? Like, you could have just did a montage of the guy running. Like, still trying to scramble and get away.
I mean, I guess you could have. With that music, too, it would have been running. I mean,
yeah. Some lasers.
Which I wrote. Oh, so there's a TV. We see a shot of a TV playing a documentary on Stonehenge. Is that in the gas station?
You know what?
I can't remember.
So I wrote it here, actually, and I was going backwards, and I was like, I knew the Stonehenge thing was important, but I could not, for the life of me, remember why. Like, I just couldn't. Like, I was like, and then like right when it comes on later, I was like, oh, that's right.
That's fine.
But
we can't give that away yet for all the people that haven't seen Halloween 3. It's at that part of the movie that like is like one of the least interesting parts of that last part. So you're kind of like, So yeah, I think this is where you do see the Stonehenge commercial that somebody has stolen one of the rocks, one of the henges,
one of the stones, Stonehenges. Yeah.
But then after that, when we go to commercial, we see the commercial. Damn it, I was going to start the music because I don't want to sing 8 more days till Halloween. There it is.
Yeah. Exactly. So I thought that's where we realized what day it is, and you're all of a sudden you're like, because if you haven't watched the movie, you haven't watched it in a year, and you're like, damn, it starts 8 more days, huh? Like, and you know that because in your head you say 8 more days a lot.
Yeah, but it's either 8 or 3 for me.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know why it's very simple, but I love this commercial, and it's just like kids bobbing their head back and forth. And like a kid's face turns into a mask, and it's the 3 masks: the witch, the skull, and the pumpkin. And it's just like, basically it just tells you to buy this mask from Silver Shamrock because you only have 8 days left. But they give you one more thing. They say, this year we're going to have a giveaway.
It's the big giveaway.
It's the big. Which, do they ever say what the prize is, or is it just the big giveaway?
It's just the big giveaway, kids.
Oh,
hey kids!
Hey kids, are you ready?
It is. It's going to be in my head for days. Let's see here. Oh, and the guy is suddenly there, and the gas station attendant is just like, huh? What's going on here? And he says, they're coming, and he has the pumpkin mask in his hand.
Yep. Cut 2.
Dr. Chalice.
Tom fucking Atkins.
Dr. Chalice comes home, but not his home.
Not his home.
Actually, his wife's home.
He has some problems.
Yeah, he's not in marital bliss.
No.
And this guy has game, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will fucking talk about that later.
He has a son and a daughter, and he got them masks, but they were kind of like the trick or treat masks you got there. They were kind of shitty.
They're fucking Kmart
not to
masks.
say that your masks suck, but they were just like the string masks.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck, Dad? Like, do you really want us to wear this in front of all of our friends?
Yeah, and he almost feel bad for him because it's that dad that was trying so hard.
Yeah, he's trying,
and he's just so out of the loop because he hasn't been there like every night where they're like, Dad, I want a fucking Silver Shamrock mask. You gotta get me the witch.
Yeah. Sure. I fucked that up. Never mind. Keep going.
So he gets him like the uncomfortable string mask, which don't get me wrong, those are super cool. Like I have some myself.
Yeah.
But it's more of like that Ben Cooper style mask.
Yeah.
But this wasn't even
the mom like wipes her ass with it. She's like, "Get that shit out of here!" Like I got him the right masks.
And the kids are even like, "Oh, Dad, you went and fucked up again."
Sorry,
like,
kids.
He's like, "Oh, we already have masks," and you could tell they feel bad a little bit. Like, "Oh, you should have asked, dude." And the kids like grab their masks and they go sit like 2 feet in front of the TV, and right then, of course, the Silver Shamrocks commercial comes on. This fucking
commercial, that's all they play in this town is this commercial.
Yeah, this commercial, they bought so much ad time, Silver Shamrocks did. And so it's good TV though.
Which in this scene though, did you notice that the wife/mom is the teenage babysitter from Halloween? Well, one of them.
The teenage babysitter.
Well, she's the girl that gets killed in like the laundry room in Halloween.
I don't know that I did.
Yeah.
I don't notice stuff like that. So what's her name? That's not
her name. I just know that she's the one that like she spills the shit on herself and then she goes out and she like takes off her clothes and then like she has to crawl out the window. Not PJ Souls, the other one that's not Jamie Lee Curtis.
So the brunette, dark hair brunette.
Yeah.
I would have never recognized her.
Yeah.
I would have recognized PJ Souls, I think.
Which I think that she's also in The Fog too.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, I think it's just like if Jamie Lee Curtis was in a movie in like the 80s, she was also in the movie.
Huh.
But yeah, so little tidbit there. Which I have another tidbit coming your way here soon. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind.
Absolutely blow my mind.
Yeah.
Dr. Childs has to go.
He what?
He gets a call.
Oh, he has to go. Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't. What? These hands. What do you expect from me?
Yeah.
People need my help.
I gotta go. This is a matter of life and death, woman.
Yeah, and he goes to the hospital.
But doesn't she make a comment about his drinking here, though? Like, is he drunk already?
Yeah, he's like, oh, drinking and doctoring. Way to go, fuck up. And their kids are like sitting there like, Dad, why did you buy these masks? They're just sitting there holding the mask with like by the string with one picture hand.
Hey, Mommy, was he drunk while buying the mask too? And she's like, yes, kids, he's always drunk. That's what he does.
Always drunk. Which may or may not be true. I mean, given this movie, he doesn't seem drunk, but he is always drinking.
Yeah, like they are trying to push the agenda that he's a drunk, but yeah, he never acts drunk and he never makes a mistake because he's drunk either.
Yeah,
it seemed like a very forced detail.
So yeah, it just so happens Doc Chalice, he gets to the hospital, and guess who his fucking patient is?
Guy with the mask.
Wow. What a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
Good thing, because this movie would have probably not been as good if it wouldn't have been.
I mean, yeah, if he got called away and it was just like some random person you didn't know that got in a car accident.
Yeah, just like somebody that scraped their leg and just wanted some pain medication.
And then so they're wheeling the guy down the hallway as he's like doing all the doctor stuff, like checking his eyes, like, can you see me? Follow the laser. Follow the laser, Jesus. Follow the light. Blah, 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 blah. They stop in front of this room, and then guess what we fucking hear in the room?
Boom, 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 boom.
And so
the guy's face, he's like,
he's like,
fuck this.
Fucking commercial. He's like, dude, why are you holding on to this Halloween mask so much? It's a fucking pumpkin. Like, there's a store down there. You can get it anytime. You will not miss trick or treat. Calm down. He's like,
and he's just, all he says is, they're gonna kill us.
They're gonna kill us.
And then Dr. Chalice is like, I don't like pumpkin masks. and he pumps him full of medication, and the guy is out.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I have to go drink a beer and figure out what Silver Shamrock is before my kids get rid of me.
Yeah.
So then, they leave the guy's room, and like he gets a little handsy with the nurse.
He does. He gets a little handsy with the older nurse, and she's like, I should have married you. I didn't get her name. And he did a little ass slap.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm serious, Roxanne.
She's like, I left cookies in the fridge, sugar. And fucking, just a little ass slap.
Yeah, he's the man, dude.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Dr. Chalice.
The doctor touched my butt. But then the same suit guy finds him in the hospital. And boy, does he fucking find him in the hospital.
And he robotically like goes room to room to finally get to his room, and somehow misses the nurse every time. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Agnes. It was Agnes.
Agnes. It's a hot
Agnes,
name.
I should have married you. Abe Smith's there. He's up to no good. He finds the guy with the mask. He puts his hand over his mouth. And then he gouges his eyes out.
Yeah, he fucking like just digs his thumb. Like, doesn't even dig. He just slowly pushes his thumbs into this guy's fucking eye sockets.
Yeah, I guess until his fingers went into his brain and killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty gruesome. And then but I never understood this. Why did he leave the pumpkin mask?
Oh, and not take it back so no one could find out.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense to me.
Well, Brad, the movie would be kind of fucking boring if he took it now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, Dr. Chalice still saw the mask. He could have easily just been like, when him and Ellie go to the store, to their father's store, he could see the mask because they have the mask right there. They have the mask displayed. He could be like, he was holding
this mask. And she was like,
yeah,
we should go check it out.
It would have worked.
Scoob.
Like Scoob. Anyways, he leaves the pumpkin mask. So Agnes sees him.
Yeah, he just
she's
strolls
like, hey, what
by
are you
Agnes.
doing? And he's just undisturbed by the fact that he's seen by Agnes. He's just like, you know what? I don't like cookies.
Yeah.
I don't like you. And I'm leaving. And she screams. And who comes running? Of course, Dr. Chalice, because he's awesome.
Atkins goes after him, though, but he's not able to catch him. Oh, no. Does he catch him?
No, he does not quite catch up to him because he comes out and he sees the guy in his car. And he's like, well, I guess he kind of stops running at that point. He's just like, well, I mean, he's already in his car.
Yeah,
and then
he's like, I'm old. I've been drinking. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I'm tired. I just had a cookie, and Agnes's cookies are heavy.
They are. They put you right to sleep. Like, you know how many times I've slept on this couch in the hospital because of one of her fucking cookies? They're just so good, though.
It's tired.
Yeah, they're like seconds on the, what is it? Seconds on the lips, just a lifetime on the hips. Am I right?
I've never heard that before.
You never heard that?
No, it's good though.
Did I throw you off there?
No. So all of a sudden, Chalice just sees the guy pull out a gas can.
Yeah.
And starts pouring gas on himself.
Just fucking douses himself.
Lights himself on fire, and the car blows up within like a second.
Yeah.
It's like the most spontaneous combustible car you've ever seen in your life. I mean, you would have think that like it would have just blown up anyway with how quickly it blew up. But Chalice seems curious about the mask.
He does. I think anybody else would have kind of been like, well, that was fucking weird, and then probably went on with their life. He wants answers, it seems like.
Yeah. That's just the way he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a thinker, that Doc Chalice.
That Doc Chalice.
But
he has to make the call to his wife.
I don't have this written down, so keep going.
Oh, he has to call and say that, babe, I cannot pick those fucking kids up tonight. Like, I'm sorry. And she's like, why? Because you're probably fucking drunk, just stumbling around town looking for masks again. It's like, no, fucking like a dude blew himself the fuck up. Another guy got his eyes gouged out, and there's this fucking pumpkin. Wait, no, hold on. First, I had one of Agnes's cookies, and then she fucking explodes like on the phone.
Yeah, she's like, are you fucking with me?
Are you fucking with me?
I cannot believe you had another one of her cookies.
How many times have we talked about the cookies?
Yeah, that's bad news. I mean, but yeah, so I didn't have this because I thought that this call, so he calls her twice within like 10 minutes in the movie.
Maybe. He has to call her again for, I don't know.
Yeah, when he has the 6-pack.
Yeah. Because he has to tell her, like, basically this movie is him talking to his wife, telling him he can't pick up the kids.
Or the lab assistant, yeah.
Yeah. So then, I don't know. It just says he picks up the mask, and then it says it's Sunday the 24th.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he's still in the hospital and like in the room, right?
Yeah, and then that's when we meet Ellie Greenbridge for the first time.
Mm-hmm. She's just stricken with grief.
Yes, she sees her father's body. They kind of tell her what happened. She's like,
ma'am, he was holding
not
a
much
mask
to this scene.
And fucking, he got his eyes gouged out. Is it him?
Yeah, he's like, this is bad news, Ellie. Like, but not much happens here. Like, no fireworks. No, you don't think these people are about to go on an adventure.
No.
Because the next scene, he goes and sees the lab assistant. And that's where you start to think, like, oh, some shit's about to go down between him and the lab assistant.
But it's also October 27th.
Yes. Suddenly, right?
Dates are
quick.
moving fast now.
Yeah. Like, what happened in those days? He just went home and just started thinking about it, I guess.
Probably drank.
Drank a lot.
Yeah, he drank.
Right, I heard.
Did you say that's what I heard?
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes to the corner for fucking answers, and then I have the quote I wrote down. He seems friendly with fucking every woman he meets.
Yeah.
Like he's just a smooth operator, man.
Yeah, and they just kind of like him too. They're like, "I got you cookies. Have dinner with me. I love you."
Yeah.
Except his wife. His wife hates
His wife fucking hates him.
Yeah, I don't know what he did to her. I guess he had too many Agnes's cookies. He went to see a lab assistant too much, and probably just talked sweet to all the waitresses. Just didn't go over well.
Yeah, so he gives her some like parts from the fire, like just some shit from the fire to see if like she can find any like DNA or like body parts or something to identify the guy that fucking murdered the masked dude.
He's pretty curious about this.
Yeah.
And so
now he's at the bar.
Yes.
Drinking on the 29th.
Yes.
Yes.
And Halloween commercial.
For the movie Halloween.
For the movie Halloween is on, which I thought was a really good touch and something that they could have really kept doing if they had gone the Halloween anthology series. It could have really been interwoven in a fun way. Like you could have had this really small character from this one movie be the next big character 3 movies later, and so on and so forth. They could have done a lot with it.
Yeah, and it like it leads like there. I saw something online where they have this ridiculous like fan theory where the Halloween movies exist in like different universes or something because of how ridiculous they end up getting. But like the first one's actually like pretty realistic. This one is more like supernatural or like it's something weird. But then what happened was that Danny McBride on the new one, when he inserts the 3 trick-or-treaters in that one scene, if you remember from the new Halloween, like there's 3 trick-or-treaters wearing the masks. Like they all they're not in the same universe, but they all like weave in and out of each other. So like Halloween is just a movie in this one, but Halloween actually happened in the first one and all that shit, if that makes sense.
People have too much time on their hands is what I would say to that theory. Like,
me though, man. I love connecting universes.
It's just enjoy the movies. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to like read about it and be like, these guys are fucking crazy, but to sit there and be like, I'm going to write a manifesto about this. It's a little much.
But yeah, so yeah, he sees that they're going to play
and then the Silver
Halloween
Shamrock commercial comes on. He's like, fucking, hey, I'm drinking a beer and I don't want to listen to this shit. So he has him turn it. He doesn't like the Silver Shamrock. I think he's still bitter about the masks.
He is. He's just like, yeah, actually, that's probably what fucking set him off and made him eat the cookies that night. He was just like, what is this? And the guy was like, they're going to kill us all. He's like, wait, no. What the fuck is this?
I hate that mask. He's like, my kids love it.
It's a mask. And he's like, give it to him. Like, he tried to take it from that guy probably.
Yeah. He's like,
and the guy's like,
I've been drinking, so watch out.
The guy's like, why are you stealing this? Your wife already got him. So yeah, he fucking tells him, turn the fucking TV down. There's a guy drinking over here. And Ellie shows up.
Yeah, and then suddenly Ellie is there, and the funeral's happened.
Yeah.
He lies, and he's like, "Oh, did my father say anything?" And he's like, "Yeah." He said, "Tell Ellie I love her." And it was.
She called him so quick on his bullshit too. He's like, "No, he didn't."
No, he didn't. It reminded me of Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop 3, actually, if you're a Beverly Hills Cop 3 guy.
I've watched
Axel,
the review, but I also drank a lot, too. So
fair enough. Anyways, so he tells what they really said, and he said, they're going to kill us all hanging on to a Halloween mask. Mm. And so suddenly they're like, well, obviously we need to go to your father's store.
Yeah, she's like, a Halloween mask? My dad runs a Halloween mask store.
Yeah, he runs. Yeah, it was basically. Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense that all of a sudden they were like, "Well, do you want to come with me to my father's store?" And he was like, "Well, yeah." And we didn't see this scene at all, but suddenly they were just at their father's store.
Yeah. So then this is when he makes the other call, and he's like, "Honey, those fucking kids aren't getting picked up. I'm just gonna be honest with you."
Well, hold on. They go to her father's store, and they find out she was like, my father kept excellent records, impeccable record keeper. Her father was, and on October 20th, he went to pick up more masks. That was on the old ledger at the store.
Where'd he go to pick up those masks?
He went to Silver Shamrock, and
I bet that's a day trip away.
It is. It must be because we gotta get this movie done by Halloween. Only 2 more days. So he's like, and then he didn't get to dinner with his one of his women of the night on I think the 22nd.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hey, Freddie, I think that something went wrong between here and Santa Mira."
What is Santa Mira?
Santa Mira is the home of Silver Shamrock.
Oh.
So I should say Silver Shamrock Novelty Company.
Yes. There's a full name. There's even a sign for it once we get there.
So he lies to his wife. He calls his wife. You read about that. And he's just sitting there with a 6-pack of Coors on a payphone.
Yep.
Just like every guy in the 80s.
I'm surprised he wasn't smoking a cigarette either.
He was earlier.
Oh,
But
was
that's
he?
like the only time. In the bar he was.
Yeah.
So he lies to his wife. He has a medical conference. And then he, of course, goes with Ellie to Santa Mira. And it's now 2 days to Halloween per the commercial. Boom, 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 boom. Because right when you leave, it's like, of course, it's the old school TV shop.
Yeah.
And of course, it's like 100 TVs, or at least one.
And they all just flip on at once.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. There it is.
So then, they're driving to Santa Maria. They pull in. There's this giant sign that's like home of the Silver Shamrock. Blah 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 blah. There's the suit guys are watching him. They're all like throughout town, just fucking standing in places.
And it's not just suit guys. Like even like the dude that owned like the general store was like, huh?
The town people were weird too, right?
Yeah, like almost. Yeah, it's like the Village of the Damned or something. It's really weird.
Mm. And so they get a hotel room, and they're like, "Hey, we're here to buy masks. We're mask sellers." Like,
and well, as they're driving, they do mention Conal Cochran for the first time as creating the largest toy factory in the world. And you see cameras in the streets that are watching them as they're driving through, and then they get to a hotel. And then
nowadays that's not that big of a deal, but I realized that in the 80s, if there's moving cameras, like there's something weird going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get to the hotel room, and they say they're going to be, mask buyers. It's cozy. And the front desk guy's like, I don't know
comfy.
Why I wrote this down. It's cozy.
It's cozy,
quiet, and the price is right.
And the price is right. I wrote it too.
Did you really? But why?
Yeah.
Why was that written down?
I don't know. He just, you know what? It made me want to stay there. He was a fucking salesman.
Yeah, it's a fair.
It's
a fair room at a fair price, man.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Cochran drives by.
Yeah.
And they're like, "There's Mr. Cochran," and like,
and the hotel guys, he's a great man.
Yeah, fucking best man ever made.
A true genius.
Yeah, I have to have an Irish accent because it's Silver Shamrock.
Yes, I've immigrated from
Ireland. From Dublin, Ireland.
So, right then, also, Buddy and Betty show up.
Oh, the big RV family the big RV family pulls in, and they're from San Diego. Hey, Brad, what do you call a waffle that you drop on the beach?
An Eggo you Legoed?
No, a San Diego. All right, so then...
I don't get it.
Like a sandy egg? Oh, okay. I might cut that out then, like just to have you say that. So then, and then there's like another woman that pulls up. They all seem to pull up at the same time. It's pretty fucking convenient at this part. And they're all mask buyers. Like they all have to come to the factory to make their purchases and pick up their masks.
Yeah, everybody arrives pretty much all at the same time, and they all have very different attitudes. Like Buddy is like this jovial, like he's everybody's friend kind of guy, and then what's the woman's name? Marge. Marge is like, she doesn't say hello to anybody. She's like, I can't believe I have to stay in this fucking town again because
she almost
they messed up my order.
Atkins, didn't she, when she pulls up?
Yeah, she's pissed.
And then, okay, so this, I know I made a pretty bold statement at the beginning of this, like saying that it's like almost a perfect movie. This is the one thing I have a problem with this movie. And not a problem. It just fucking makes no sense. I don't know why they were pushing this agenda so hard. They sit there. Atkins and Ellie are in the hotel room, and he's just like, "Well, I'll get another room if you know, I should probably get another room because, like, I'm a boy and, like, you're a girl and, like, we shouldn't do that. And she's like, why would you do that? You can stay here with me.
It would look a little suspicious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like, we're supposed to be married. Why would you get 2 rooms? So he fucks this girl whose dad just died.
and I mean, and he's basically her dad's age, gotta be.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's a lot older than her.
Yeah, they
so
fucking get
weird.
right into this, man. Because it's like, yeah, she's like, where do you want to sleep? And he's like, that's a dumb question.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, and she says it like all sexy. She's like, well, where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice? And he's like, that's a dumb question, Miss Greenbridge. And you're just like, are they gonna fuck?
Yeah. They fucking get to it too, man. And they get to it so hard that they seem to not notice the curfew announcement.
And the curfew announcement actually is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really fucked up thing.
It's like for 6 p.m., right?
Yeah, it's like all residents must stay at home. Please keep all activities indoors or at.
Which is weird though, because
house.
like, why do they need people indoors at 6? Like, is it because of these like testing something in the warehouse? Like, you never see like why they would need people to be home.
It didn't make any sense.
But here's the part that's going to blow your mind, Bradley. You know who's making those announcements?
Oh no,
It's Jamie
I've
Lee
never
Curtis.
read it. Is it?
Yeah, that's her voice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never would have known that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So then, yeah, I guess after they fuck, he runs out to get more beer.
Or liquor.
Yeah. And then he, like, there's cameras following him around as he's walking around, and he runs into a bum.
Mm-hmm.
And the bum's like, hey, that bottle looks a little bit too heavy.
He was a clever bum.
Yeah, and he's like, fucking give me I ain't got no diseases or nothing. Just give me a drink, mister.
Yeah. It's a very awkward scene. He's like a pushiest bum, and I'm like, well, if there's this curfew, how the fuck has this guy gotten around for so long?
Yeah.
Like, no wonder if the doctor, or not doctor, Colonel Cochran doesn't like you. You're not a rule follower.
No, he's not. He's just
He's
gonna
a rebel.
stay out. Yeah, he's a rebel. And you know what doesn't fly in Santa Mira? Rebels.
No, they don't fly, they die.
It's like, Cochran took over the whole town. It was great. I was fucking amazing before Cochran showed up. Then Cochran took over the whole town.
He made this town what it is today. A pile of nothing.
Yeah.
Brought everyone from the outside. Tells them to watch out. And then he's like, fuck you, Cochran.
And hey. Atkins like, hey, calm the fuck down. You're gonna get us killed. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, I've heard rumors.
Yeah.
And he's like, how come he says, I'm gonna burn the factory down, and walks away.
He's like, I'm burning the motherfucker down. I don't care.
I hate it.
Yeah. Then we see another fucking suit guy. And he goes after this bum. He doesn't stick his fingers in his eyes. He rips his fucking head off.
He does. While like one like holds him down by the shoulders, and the other guy's just like, well, I'm just gonna twist his head off.
Yeah, it's like a Lego piece. He just like pops it right off.
Yeah, it's kind of haunting.
So then the girl's walking around with her Coke, and like she runs into the other buyer, the woman, Marge. And,
everybody's not going by this curfew thing.
No, they're just hanging out outside.
Yeah, not doing well.
No. And Marge is like, will you look at this shit? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. And then like the like mask is like the piece, the silver shamrock piece fell off the mask.
Yeah, and Ellie's like, what the fuck does that matter?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't buy masks. I'm just lying to get into that factory.
Like you, Marge.
So, like, they're slipping in their old age. And fucking Atkins, good old Atkins, he's back at it. He called the lady at the morgue again. So,
yeah.
Hey, dollface, you got any updates?
She's like, only if you have dinner with me.
Yeah, he's like, fine, I get. And I think that he even is like a fucking dog about this too. Like, he just got done fucking this young woman, and he's already like, I'll take you out to dinner next week.
Yeah, she's like, I think she's. What? Hold on, let me see if I. No, I don't have anything.
Okay, yeah. And so is this the part though where she says like there ain't nothing in here, boss? Or is that later? Like she's like it's just old car parts.
It's not yet, I don't think.
Okay. So yeah, she's just like I don't have any updates, blah blah blah. Then it cuts to Atkins walking to the hotel with more fucking alcohol. And then also they haven't banged yet, have they? Because this is when they actually have sex.
I think this is when they actually have sex, or yeah, I think this is when they actually have sex. And at this point, Marge has gotten in her bed and is reading a book.
Yeah.
Marge Gutman. Yep.
And the commercial starts playing on the radio. Even though this is a weird scene because they're both lying in bed post-coitus, and there's no music playing on the radio, but this commercial just starts playing.
Yeah, it does seem kind of weird.
And then, so the woman finds a tag on the ground, like this tag that fell off the mask. We're back to Marge now.
I'm sorry. All they can find from the gas guy is car parts.
Oh, okay. So that so that's back to the
have that.
Yeah.
Right when Childs gets back to him, Ellie comes on to him. They fuck. Commercial comes on the radio while they're messing around, and they fuck again.
Oh, that's two-take Atkins
Childs.
right there. Two-take Atkins. So then, yeah, Marge is in the other room, and she finds the little mask, the tag for the mask on the ground. She starts futzing with it. She's like, "What is this microchip thingy in the back of it?"
And I love this scene.
Oh yeah, this is like all the, and I wouldn't even call it gore, but I guess all the effects in this movie look fucking really good. I think.
I mean, but the lasers don't. But it's still awesome.
No. But like the actual like the makeup and everything, I think it's so fucking.
Oh yeah,
grotesque.
once the lasers do their damage, it's awesome.
Yeah, so she starts fucking with this thing, and she hits it like at the right little part, and it fucking starts shooting a beam into her mouth, like a laser beam right into her mouth.
Yeah.
And like her face, fucking like once it's done doing what it's doing, her face like I can't even say it explodes. Like her face is just ripped apart.
Yeah, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, like her you can see like all of her gums and her teeth, like, and her eyes are kind of like ripped out medium way. Like I don't know, it's really weird looking. I just said medium way.
In a medium way.
Okay. But yeah, so
that makes total sense.
Yeah. Well, like they're not fully ripped out, but like
and they're like, what the fuck was that? Because they hear something.
So we don't see any of the bugs yet, do we?
No. Okay, the bugs do come out of her. I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert, there's bugs.
Yes, the bugs do come out. Yeah, I put that the laser comes out in her face, obliterates her face, and bugs start coming out of her.
Yeah. It's fucking great. But yeah, they do. They hear it. They're just like, what's that? She's like, sounds like round 3's coming. And he's like, no, fucking bitch, no. What's going on over there in that other fucking room?
Yeah, and yeah, they don't seem to be too bothered by it because really they don't get bothered by it till there's commotion outside. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how the fuck they knew, like that chip went off. Yeah, how did they know that one chip went off?
I don't know. Yeah, all of a sudden, like their hotel rooms, like they're being taken away, or like she's being taken away in an ambulance type thing, and there's suit guys, and Mr. Cochran makes his fucking first appearance on the screen.
Yeah, and a bunch of guys in white lab coats take Marge out, and Cochran is in charge, and he is so pompous.
He's a great villain.
In such a great way, because you almost believe him.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, everybody calm down, calm down.
That was actually pretty good.
Every once in a while I can get an impression right. It's like, don't worry, we'll take her to the finest care.
Oh, she's going back to the factory, of course.
Yes, why wouldn't she? If a woman's face explodes, why wouldn't I come over here and fix it myself and take her back to my mask factory, which is not a medical center?
It's literally like the Grinch talking to Cindy Lou Who. He's like, well, there's a light on this tree that isn't quite right. Cindy Lou Who's like, that seems viable.
Yeah. It's like, just real quick, did you see how drunk that dude was trying to buy his kids masks?
Cochran's like, I can never get away with this. That guy's been drinking all day. I've been watching him.
He's still holding the bag like the fucking paper bag with a 40
Yeah,
in it.
he's like, I saw that sixer at Coors. I saw the fucking bottle that was too heavy. Not too heavy now. It's gone.
So yeah,
You do overhear Cochran's like, what happened?
What the
and one of the guys in the suits was like, it was a misfire, sir.
So then it's Saturday. Oh yeah, the girl's like,
girl's
like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave till we get in that factory. And so they don't fucking leave.
And Cochran's like, or not Cochran, I'm sorry. Chalice is like, I mean, I've hit it twice already.
Yeah.
And you're pretty hot. Yeah. Plus, I got to sing with the lab girl going, and I feel like this is only going to get better for me.
This is only going to go well. And then even Ellie's like, yeah, but what about your children? And he's like, fuck them. Like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Like,
yeah, and there's no way that you'll fembot, turn into a fembot by the end of this movie.
There is absolutely no way that the hot girl that I'm banging right now is going to turn into a robot. I know it for a fact.
Yeah.
She's like, that's a really weird detail to tell me.
Yeah. Why would you say that, Dr. Chalice?
It's like, I'm a doctor. Are you a doctor? She's like, no.
Yeah. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck you are. You're just, all you are is an orphan little bitch.
Of a guy who the only thing in life he was able to accomplish was to sell a mask.
Say what? Jesus, Dr. Chalice.
You know how to talk fucking dirty.
Yeah, you're fucking mean.
It's like, fuck you. And then all of a sudden, like, magically, like, 4 more beers pop out of his pocket.
He just, like, one, like, pops out like an Inspector Gadget, like, all of a sudden, it just grabs it.
It's like, go Gadget, beer. It's like, did you say that every time? So the next
all of a sudden
day,
it's October 30th.
Yeah, it's October.
He calls the lab again because I gotta check in with the lab.
Yeah, he's like, "What's up, sugar tits?"
Yeah, and she said, I'm wondering if there's been tampering.
Yeah, there's something fishy.
There's no human remain. And he's like, "Hey, girl, I need to find out everything that happened about Cochran, about Colonel Cochran. You need."
She's like,
I can't do that voice to man voice. It's just, hey.
So this is a weird thing because if I was her, I would tell him to go suck a dick because he's like, all right, now that you've fished through all those fucking car parts, I need you to find out everything about the Cochran guy. And she's like, I work at the fucking morgue. Like, is he dead? And he's like,
and
no.
I'm not even a morgue assist. I'm like basically like a greeter at the door.
Yeah. I don't morgue a lot of people. I just fucking like help the morgue people out. And he's like, yeah, but I didn't say that, bitch. I said, find out about Cochran.
He's like, yeah, but I don't know the other people. I know you. And she's like, you know what? It's going to cost you some dinners. Yeah. And like an absolute pimp, he's like, what does he say? He's like, I'm always ready for dinners with you.
Yeah.
And she's like, and you can see her get a big old shitty grin on her face. Like, oh, damn it. He does it for me every time, this guy.
There is no way that there's like a 20-year-old girl right next to him. Like,
no.
He's sitting at home just thinking about me.
No, she knows. She knows.
Oh, she does?
Oh no! We're talking about Doc Chalice here. Ain't playing no fucking game.
So him and Ellie go to the factory to find out if her dad made it to the factory to pick up that order.
I guess, yeah. That is what they're there for.
Yeah, and
they want to see if anybody remembers him.
I mean, look here, like, look at this shit. Like, we got this shit written down. Your fucking pops made it. So, like, why are you here?
They're like, we lost an order.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, you didn't. Your father picked it up, you dumb bitch.
That'd have been amazing if she was just like, yeah, we lost an order, and the woman looks down and she's like, nah. Like, what? Like, nah. It's like, that's it? That's the customer service we get?
So, yeah, and then they're like, well, it says their father was here in an old green station wagon. And they seem satisfied because, and honestly, you even like believe the guy that actually was like, yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, he comes in, he's like, yeah, I remember your fucking dad. He was here, loaded him up in the station wagon.
Yep. And so then they go to leave, and who comes in?
Fucking Buddy
the elf.
Yeah. Just the most American guy I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah, he is. He reminds you of somebody he reminds you of Buddy Garrity almost.
Yeah. Not
yeah. Well, his name is Buddy too, so that kind of
helps.
And he's here to see Mr. Cochran.
Oh,
and
why is he here to see Mr. Cochran?
Buddy sold more Silver Shamrock masks than anybody in the world.
Good job, Buddy.
And Doc Chalice, immediately like, hey, how about that?
Dude, fucking Buddy, like they're old chums all of a sudden. He's like, Buddy, you're the best. He's like, thanks, guy that drinks. I don't know your name.
He's, you should try not drinking. Maybe you'd sell some masks too. Huh?
Fuck you, Buddy.
And he gets a free tour for it. That's what Buddy's prize is. So Colonel Cochran comes out and he's like, let me tell you. He's way smoother than me. He's like, Marge is fine, and she's going to be flown to a hospital in San Francisco. Not only that, I've heard about your lost order. I'm going to replace it for free. It's on me.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Cochran.
This Mr. Cochran
plays
the only person smoother than Doc Chalice
is Dr. Cochran. Or not Dr. Cochran.
Colonel Cochran.
So yeah, they walk in and I fucking absolutely love this scene. It's just an old school like mask factory. Like they actually show some of the process of making the mask, pouring the latex, like the machines, like they get the whole tour of this factory.
Yeah.
And like at the same time, I think Buddy's kind of telling him the history. He's like, hey, Mr. Cochran, he was the king of practical jokes.
Yep.
And I don't even remember the first one he said. He's like, you remember the fucking invisible ink fucking something? I don't know what he said.
He's like, he invented sticky toilet paper.
That's what it was. You ever seen sticky toilet paper? It's hilarious.
It does sound funny. I mean, as long as like they don't get it stuck to their hand before
everything happens.
Because then if you get it stuck to your hand, you're like, well, but that wouldn't be funny. But yeah, he is a practical joke master apparently. And then the Buddy's kid, he's like, you know what? I've never been to my dad's store. I want a motherfucking mask.
Yeah, he's just like he's such an annoying kid. He's like, I want a mask.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and it's like, how does he not have 3 masks?
No, I mean, yeah. If you owned a store and Cameron was like, "Hey, I like those masks," you would bring him home for him. I would think.
Yeah, I might hook him up with a mask and then probably make him, 20% off.
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah, plus interest.
Yeah. Shit ain't free over here.
And then this is one of my favorite things because it reminds me of like an old Batman episode. But he's like, well, gee willikers, you know what I'd love to see, Mr. Cochran? He's like, what is that, buddy? He's like, the fucking final processing. Like, what happens in the fucking final processing, Cochran? He's like, well, the final processing, of course. And then they stop, and there's a fucking sign that just says final processing.
Final processing, yeah, like, it's so, yeah. He's like, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And Atkins like, let's get out of here.
It's a trade secret.
Oh, yeah, trade secrets.
And then he's like, he says that final processing is volatile chemicals. We don't want anybody getting hurt now, do we? And you believe him. You're like, Colonel Cochran seems like a straight shooter.
Yeah, I would believe him.
Yeah.
And then Atkins wants to leave, and she's just like, can we get, Atkins like, can we get the fuck out of here? And like, so they just like walk away. But as they walk away, Ellie sees the station wagon, which is her father's car. And like do what?
Before that, though, as they're walking away, you start to see all the agents, all the weird suit men, and they're really placed in weird areas. And they're just sitting there almost like they aren't turned on. Like they're just like standing in doorways and standing on roofs, and they look like they're mannequins.
Yeah. And then, there's no reactions, no emotion. They're just standing there.
And that's when he's like, those are the men that
came after your dad.
Yeah, because that's the exact guy that he saw light himself on fire. So he recognizes him as that's the guy.
And so, yeah, they start walking, and she sees the car, and then like a dumb idiot, she walks over to the car.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not smart.
Yeah, there's all these people watching her, and she decides to fucking walk after her dad's car, which I get it, because, I mean, I might have the same reaction of like, hey, that's fucking, that's Abby's car. But then it's like, there's all these people watching you. Like, talk about that shit later.
Yeah. It's like, it made no sense to me. That scene always kind of bothers me. But I guess, if all of a sudden that's what you're looking for and you see it, I guess.
Yeah. And then Atkins, I don't know. And then so like they get back to the hotel. Did they get back to the hotel?
Yeah, they let him go back to the hotel, which is always kind of a weird one.
And he's like, "It's time for the fucking Marines," which I fucking laughed at that line. It's like the Marines to do what? Like, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah,
but she wants to pack and leave. She's like, let's get the fuck out of here.
And right before that, though, like Buddy looks at Cochran because all of a sudden, Buddy sees all of this go down with Ellie and Dr. Chalice when she goes after the car, and also that kind of Cochran says, and Buddy accepts his trade secrets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He has a fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, all right.
So yeah, they let him leave, and then he's like, "It's time for the fucking Marines." And then, I think I spelled something wrong because my next note is, he tries to call the factory and no one answers, and then I put, "Now Ellie is Bine and a bunch of suits are after him."
I put, "They tried to call the police, it didn't work. Ellie is gone, and maybe, agents are everywhere, and he runs away."
Okay, so gone turned to Bine on mine.
Actually, gone is fine on mine, which is weird.
How do you spell fine then?
Fine.
Okay, I spelled Bine Bine.
I do have one.
I
have one of those. Maybe we'll see it in a minute.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
And so they end up like kind of kidnapping Ellie at this point. Like they take her.
Mm-hmm.
And she just disappears, and fucking what's his nuts? Dr. Atkins is just like, you gotta be
Dr. Atkins
fucking kidding me, man. He's just like, I just bought a 6-pack. It's cold. Now I got to deal with this shit. He's like, I just finally found out about these goddamn silver shamrock masks, and now you got to take the girl that I'm fucking like.
Yeah, he's like, I owe another girl dinner, and starting to be a lot.
What have I gotten myself into? And he like puts his hands on his head, just like, oh man. So then he's back at the payphone. I just put he's back at the payphone and unsuccessful. I don't know who he was trying to call. Was that another?
I think it was the police again.
Oh, the police. He ends up sneaking into the factory. So that's fucking weird though too, because they have all these goddamn robots everywhere, but he can just sneak into this factory.
This whole town is fucking videotaped, and he can just like sneak into a factory. Like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, he sneaks back in the factory. He finds, which I actually love this scene because it's so weird. Like, I feel like that there was a real person under this, but like he opens this door, and there's like this old woman like knitting, and she's rocking back and forth, and you can see her hands like knitting or crocheting or whatever. And then it fucking accidentally like pops her head off, and you find out it's like an old like robot thing.
Yeah, I actually really like that too, because there's something really creepy about that lady, and it almost feels like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 or 2.
Yeah,
where that's what it feels like to me. So then he's asking where the girl is to one of the mechanical guy that comes up behind him and throws him on a table. And Chalice punches him, and it just doesn't register to the guy.
Does nothing.
Like, it didn't happen. And Chalice is like, whoa,
hey now, fucking no selling my shit, aren't you?
I'm about to put up my dukes here. I'm about to really get out here. He starts like fucking doing some rocky shit.
Yeah, and he rolls up his sleeves.
And then Chalice punches a hole into his stomach, and yellow stuff comes out of his belly and his mouth. And Chalice is like, fuck you. Think I was playing? And all of a sudden he just gets really ghetto about it.
Yellow motherfucker. Really you didn't know you're messing with Dr. Atkins, motherfucker.
It's Dr. Atkins.
I know. That's what he is now to me, though.
About to be the malice at the palace with Dr. Chalice.
The guy's still a robot.
People
still
that like the
standing there.
NBA might get that reference.
So then, yeah, he punches through him. The guy goes down, and they find him, and like I think they hold him back, and then Cochran shows up. He's like,
Yes,
Mr. Atkins, did
you really are doing a pretty good Conor Cochran, better than I am.
Did you happen to find a doll? And Atkins is like, no, I didn't find a doll. No, I've never seen a doll. What is a doll? I've never seen a life-size doll with a head. No, I've never seen that. What are you talking about? He's like, I happen to have a doll that is missing a head. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? He's like, fine, I fucking knocked the head off your doll.
It was an accident.
Sorry, boss.
Yes.
And then
sorry, Cochran.
Yeah, sorry, Cochran. He's like,
he's like, I've heard that one before.
What are we in? 3rd grade, Atkins? He's like, fuck you. I don't know what you said earlier. What was it? The malice at the palace?
Yeah. But Dr. Chalice.
So then, yeah, he's pissed about his doll. And
I'm trying to think of something that rhymes with Atkins, but I'm not coming up with it.
Hey, right. No, I don't know.
Atkins. He's like, really? That's what you got? That's what you got, Cochran? He seemed like better than that. He's like, well, it's short notice.
Yeah. I mean, I make practical jokes, not comebacks, okay? It was short notice.
By any chance, do you need to use the bathroom?
And he fucking kind of like laughs to himself and looks at his robot.
Starts chugging a little bit, like he has to turn around because he's starting to laugh too hard. It's like sticky toilet paper works every time.
So then, yeah, time progresses. Now it's Halloween Day.
Yeah, kind of weird. It's morning now, Halloween, and then that agent sneezes.
Mm. He's like, you thought they were real people, didn't you, asshole?
Dr. Fatkins.
But yeah, so he's just kind of like, these fucking things aren't people, just to let you know.
Yeah, he's like, they're actually loyal and obedient, unlike most humans.
Which, is this ever explained? Like, obviously, this guy's a fucking tinkerer. Like, he made robots, I'm guessing. But, like, how are they real? Like, what is the yellow goo?
I mean, custard, maybe. That's what it looked like to me. Like,
yeah, but
it doesn't make sense because you have to have a blood substitute, I think, just for movie's sake. Yeah. So I guess that's just it. But no, there's no way that like the yellow goo is the life force of the robots. Maybe it keeps the gears moving.
For a second, I think like at one point I thought maybe this could be some type of like, especially where this movie goes from here, some type of like alien presence. Like maybe like the bugs coming out of people's mouths. Like maybe there's some type of aliens. Like
the bugs don't make any sense either.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of cool things in this movie. It's just when you start to put them together, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It makes no sense. But I mean, that's how a lot of horror movies are. I mean, nothing about any of them makes sense. Except it's like the first one of each series. Like, but after they go to the sequel, usually they either don't make sense or suck. So,
but as they're walking, here's the big reveal that takes us back to that first part of the movie you referenced. This factory is fucking huge, and there's a gigantic rock in the middle of it. Now, where did that rock come from, Brad?
I believe it's a part of the Stonehenge.
It's one henge out of the Stonehenge.
You should have seen us trying to get it here. It was a real bitch. Yeah. My back still hurts. I've been jacuzziing and putting a heat pad on it.
No, I've been yakuzzing. You've been what? Like, I've been yakuzzing. He's like, is that really how you think you say that word?
Yakuzzing?
Yeah, I mean, how else would you say yakuzzing?
How do you say it, Fatkins?
So yeah, and it seems like they're kind of harvesting it, is what I put down. Like they're chipping away at it, like taking parts of the rock out.
Yeah, and obviously they haven't had it long because it pretty much is still all there.
Yeah, they haven't fucking touched this shit yet.
Yeah, like, and if it's already Halloween and you need to chip at it, you haven't been doing well.
No.
Like, you're probably fucked up at this point.
No, because I mean we haven't heard the commercial in a long time, but there's 0 days till Halloween now.
0.
Yeah.
And that TV spot where the news channel was on was days ago.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, what have you been doing this whole time, guys?
Which, is there even a song on the actual Halloween day? Or is it No More Days? Or what do they say?
I think it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like, hey kids, get ready for the big giveaway.
Oh, so they jump right to
at
it.
9 o'clock. So I think it's that.
Okay. So yeah, basically what we find out going back to the rock is that they're chipping parts of the rock away, and then that's what they're putting inside these tags. The tags on the masks.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey, you want to watch some TV, Fatkins?" He's like, "I mean, I'm kind of in the middle of something right now, but yeah, I guess we can watch TV, weirdo." He's like, "Ooh, watch this." And they turn it on, and you find out that they have fucking Ellie strapped to a table.
Yeah, before you go, before I put the TV on, do you need to use the bathroom?
It's like, no, I went before I decided to break into this factory. I went to the bathroom. He's like, "Well, I mean, you've probably drank a couple beers, right, Fatkins?"
Yeah, I've seen you. You put it back quite a bit. Atkins is sitting there like, God, I hate this guy. Man, I hate him.
So Ellie's tied up, but then it also shows you fucking Buddy's still there. He's still at this factory.
Yeah, he was like an afterthought at this point, and I love this scene.
Yes,
go on.
So Buddy and the family, they like the robot people like push him into this cell, and it looks like a regular living room, but obviously like the wife looks around, she seems kind of spooked about everything, and she pulls the curtains back, and it's a wall, so like it's just made to be like to look like a living room, and they are under the impression that they are going to watch commercials and critique them for Cochran. We love Cochran. He's going to make me rich. I'm going to be the next Cochran. Shut up, wife. I'm going to watch a commercial. Blah, blah, blah.
And Buddy's all like, well, he obviously wants my opinion because I'm who
Buddy.
I am.
And she's like, well, Buddy, isn't that weird that he didn't renew your order for next year? Like, his top seller doesn't get any masks.
Right. And the woman starts to second guess this. She's like, I don't think I fucking like this.
Yeah, this is fucking weird. Like, we're in a square, and you're not getting any new masks, and I want money. Like, I married you to get rich.
Yeah, and my son is god awful
Just
annoying.
A fucking asshole. He can't even get a mask, and then he's like, "Well, I want that mask," and then Cochran's like, "No, you don't. You want the final processing mask." So they start playing the commercial. And Buddy's got his pad and his piece of paper, and he's like, "Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play." And he fucking like he's waiting for that commercial to start. And boom, 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 boom. Kid puts on a mask because the commercial tells him to. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting right next, like an inch away from the TV.
And Buddy's like, "This one again?"
Yeah, he's like, "What the fuck?" Basically they bought their own TV network because every station fucking is playing this commercial 24/7, and it's on the radio. Everybody knows this commercial. Maybe right. Cochran is kind of an asshole at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like, why am I sitting here for this? Like, can I just go back to the hotel?
Yeah. I bet our neighbor has alcohol. I bet he does. I need a shot right now.
I have a feeling that he has a full bottle, probably a couple Coors.
Yeah.
Springing up from somewhere.
Go Gadget beer.
So the commercial comes on. The kid puts a mask on. It's time for the big giveaway. And it's time to watch the magic pumpkin. And the son starts grabbing his head, and the mask looks like it's fucking like melting.
And I do love this part, though, because the music speeds up, and it gets all fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it's just a flashing pumpkin just over and over and over again on the TV.
Yeah. And let me see, where was I? Oh, and the woman's like going crazy, and suddenly the kid is on the ground, and all the bugs start coming out of the mask, and then there's a snake coming out, and then all of a sudden it's a fucking rattlesnake, and you're like, damn. And then the rattlesnake goes and bites Buddy.
Oh.
And Doc Chalice is just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on here?
Turn it off. Turn it off. It's like,
yeah, stop it. Stop it.
I guess you're not such a big man now, are you, fatkins? So yeah, and then my favorite part of this is that the mask looks like it's like sunburnt on him, it's like kind of melted and like burnt onto his head.
Yeah, I love this too. And then Cochran's like, "Do you want a drink? Maybe a 24-ounce water? Bathroom break time." So he's all fucking like nudging the guy next to him, like, I think he's gonna go this time.
I really feel it. So yeah, the snakes fucking bit Buddy. And do they bite the wife too?
I think the wife, she just faints and dies. I'm not sure.
I don't remember her like anything actually happening to her.
Yeah, she just faints and dies. I guess she has a heart attack, maybe. I don't know.
And then it starts cutting around to like the country, like different states, different cities.
Actually, this is one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie.
They kids are grabbing the masks off the shelf in Dayton, Ohio, and Phoenix, Arizona, and it just goes.
Those are the two cities I have too.
Really?
Yeah, and I know it was another one. Well, no, that's not all I have. I think Seattle. It shows a van driving around, and it has like the Silver Shamrock emblem and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's literally somebody with like a loudspeaker, and they're telling the kids that they need to go home because at 9 o'clock
don't forget
it's going to be the big giveaway. Don't forget your water.
Yeah. Oh god, that'd be hilarious too. If fucking Cochran's trying to double dip on everybody, he's like, "Okay, guys, listen, I'm gonna sell the masks and the toilet paper this year.
First, we'll get them with the sticky toilet paper. Then they'll die." It's like,
and I mean, it is a pretty good plan if you think about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
No returning customers.
Phoenix, Arizona has kind of the famous montage of the kids walking in the sunset.
Kids walking, yeah. You have the nice fucking like gradient sky behind them, and they have the mat. And it's always one of those things that gets me too, because it's the traditional Halloween. Like you have a witch, you have a pumpkin, and you have a skull.
Yeah,
like those are always the things. So I really like the Arizona shot. So then the Morgue Lady is pulling the other thing. She's like, it's been a couple days and I have not had dinner. Like, where the fuck is this guy?
She's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm fucking hungry. Where's Fatkins at? And then she can't get a hold of him. So she like hangs up the phone. Fucking suit guy shows up there now.
What's just like, really? How the fuck they find her?
I don't know. Like that is one, like back in the 80s.
There was some Google.
You think about technology, like he wouldn't have been able to find her.
Yeah.
But he goes fucking metal on her, and he doesn't pop her head off. He doesn't squeeze her eyes out. He fucking takes a power drill to her fucking temple.
Oh yeah, he does.
Just really quick.
Seems to drill her right in the ear.
Yeah, the one thing that would
or in the temple. Could be a temple. Yeah.
And I don't know the budget concerns of this movie, but the one thing that I would have liked here is if after he cracked that fucking drill like right through her head and you heard it go through, and he like kind of steps up off of her, if there would have been a little bit of a pool of blood. Like there was no blood anywhere in this scene. You
know what I would have liked? If he got off of her, put the drill down, inexplicably poured gasoline on himself and lit himself on fire. Just for no reason. It was like,
I mean, they're robots.
Do they have to do that every time they kill? Like, they're programmed to kill and then kill themselves?
I did notice that my actual note, here's my note for this scene. Suit guy finds power drill. She died. That's it.
It's funny because I have agent attacks and he grabs the drill and seems to drill her ear, so she dies. Almost same.
So yeah, at this point, morgue girl dead. No dinners for her.
So then it goes back to the to the warehouse, or what's the better word that they use? Not warehouse, factory. Thank you.
Final processing.
Yes, and they're like, Chalice is, but like, I get the sticky toilet paper. It's kind of funny. And he's like, but why this? And Cochran's like, I love jokes, and it's a joke on the children. It's like, this is literally what he says.
Yeah.
And he says, it's about Halloween. It's the festival of Samhain. 3,000 years ago, the hills ran red with the blood of children and pets, or animals. It says, it's time again. The planets are aligned. I didn't make the rules. and he kind of like, basically is like, I mean, the planets are in line. What the fuck do you expect me to do?
Yeah, like he has to sacrifice children because the planets are aligned.
Yeah, he's like, it's that time again. I mean,
actually,
bathroom break?
Yeah, I don't even know why you're questioning this. Do you need a telescope?
Saturn's in retrograde, for crying out loud.
And you're over here talking about candy.
Yeah. Baby Ruth.
Look at me. I'm Dr. Faction. I need a Baby Ruth and a beer. It's like, you know what, Cochran? Fuck you, man. You've been on my dick all day.
This is the best scene not the best scene, but Cochran says, Happy Halloween, and then the Halloween music starts.
Oh yeah,
like the first one.
I want to talk about that. I fucking love that scene because it was another kind of little quick nod, and it's a great fucking like evil villain type thing, and then the music hits right at the perfect time.
But and his description, or I'm sorry, not his description, but his reasoning behind why he's gonna do this, it just isn't that good.
Yeah.
Like I understand why, but he's like, I guess it's part of like his heritage, but still, even then, I mean, he's like 75 or 80 years old, and he's like, well, now's the time to kill the children.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, and then he's just like, Happy Halloween. You're just like, but it's not that one.
Oh no, it's not. It's the
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that. So Cochran says Happy Halloween. He leaves Chalice in the room with a mask on, tied up, and he's like, if you're not going to go to the bathroom where the sticky toilet paper is, I'm going to tie you up and make you go on your feet.
So what they're going to remember about good old your buddy Cochran over here is I had 2 jokes. You wouldn't fall for the first one after many a try, so now you will fall for the second one, and that is having your face exploded by this mask. It's like, so my choices are, I get a piece of toilet paper stuck in my ass, or my face exploded. Those are the 2 practical jokes.
One is funnier than the other.
I'll let you decide which one.
So it does show that what time it is. It's 7:49. So you're like, all right. So got an hour 11.
Yeah, he's all right.
And you're like, that's a lot of fucking time, because I know that there's not a lot of time left in this movie by the way that this is going. And like, I mean, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, John Elway, Steve Young,
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. Yeah, Joe Montana.
Boomer Esiason.
Oh God, what was the Browns guy?
Jim Brown?
No.
Mark Price?
Bernie Kosar. Yeah, now we're just naming random people. Yeah,
he fucking gets the shit out, or no, off of his fucking hands. He gets out of the chair, and he fucking drop kicks that fucking TV.
Yeah, but he throws his mask while still tied up.
Oh yeah, perfectly.
Onto the camera.
Yeah,
that's where I was going with the quarterbacks.
Oh,
I mean, it's amazing. It was like, and it was high up on the like around the ceiling, and he threw it right on there.
He defied physics.
And the great part was, and I love this scene because it actually makes sense. Cochran's on the phone with somebody, and it's obviously somebody that he's
it's like, no,
concerned with.
No,
and the lab
he
guy's
didn't fall for the toilet paper. It didn't work. I tried multiple times.
It's like, Nobody's fallen for it in days.
Sorry, I interrupted you there.
But the Cochran's really busy on the phone. One of the lab guys, which is a robot too, he's like trying to tell him, like, hey, the fucking skull mask is on the camera. But he just doesn't have that like human intellect to like, he sees Cochran is busy and he's just like, well, I can't interrupt him.
I can't interrupt Cochran.
Yeah, and I love that scene because it almost makes sense. Like that the robot just doesn't have the intellect to be like, no, but this is more important than his phone call. So he just waits patiently and literally just stands there waiting for Cochran on the phone. And he's like, it is occluded. It actually makes sense. Like, so Chalice is free. We do know that the giveaway is at 9. And Chalice finds a phone and quietly calls his wife, and he's like,
stop bugging me about the kids. Stop bugging me about the kids.
He's like, I know that my mask sucked, but you have to trust me that your masks are gonna kill our kids. Mm-hmm. And she's like, the mask thing still? Are you drunk?
He's like, I mean, like 30%.
Yeah, he's like, I'm pretty sobered up at this point. It's been a rough couple of like 40 minutes. This guy keeps trying to get me to go to the bathroom.
It's a mess.
He keeps calling me Fatkins for some reason.
I would love the wife to try to piece this story together.
Yeah, she's like, you're drunk.
So, yeah,
definitely drunk.
I am. Touche.
He's like, she's like, you're fucking 19-year-old girls who just lost their father and drinking again, aren't you? He's like,
you do that one time and you never fucking forget about it.
Like, yeah, never gonna live this down. So he rescues Ellie. He just finds her seemingly just out of nowhere.
It's like, oh, what's up, Els?
And then he goes and just, at first, it looks like he actually knows what he's doing. He starts like pressing buttons and like doing shit. He like barely sneaks up. He's not that slick. I mean, it is Tom Atkins, so he's relatively slick.
Yeah.
But like he goes up and at first it looks like he's like plunging shit in, like he knows what he's doing. And then all of a sudden you realize he's just hitting buttons.
Yeah, he's just hitting buttons.
And then he's sneaking. He grabs all these. What are they? What do you think those are called?
What, the tags?
Tags is a good word.
That's the best I have.
I had buttons because they almost feel like buttons.
Yeah.
Because we have the masks, so we kind of.
Hopefully, they don't have a piece of Stonehenge in them.
I don't think mine does.
I watched the movie down here, so I have the mask down here, and it played the song, and I lived.
Yeah.
So
I think we're both okay then. So yeah, he drops them right because I think that started playing the song when he hit all the buttons.
And it won't stop, and it's the fast one. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yes, shit's going crazy quick, and he drops all of it and
fucking fries all the robots.
Fries everybody. Yeah.
It's like, well, no, he doesn't fry. How does Cochran go out? Like, he drops all the tags. It the laser thing fucking shoots all of them, but Cochran lives because he's like, you damn dirty Atkins, and like this circle, fucking in like it goes around him, and then like he explodes, like he turns into like this stone, and then like slowly fades away. It's weird.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. I guess
he dies differently than the rest of them.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's okay.
Yeah. And then they're all
like Stonehenge.
Yeah, and Ellie's just like, well, thanks. Like that fucking helps a lot.
Yeah, and then the factory gets blown up.
Yeah, fucking Stonehenge is like, dude, I ain't going back over there. I'm not going back to England, and just fucking explodes.
Yeah. So then they're driving away, and you think the movie might be over, but no. But remember, nothing's gonna stop these fucking commercials.
No.
And he only has until 9 o'clock. Remember, I said it was, what was it?
It was 7:49.
7:49.
Yeah.
A lot of shit's happened since then.
Yeah. And he's like, they're driving in the car. He turns on the radio. They hear the commercial. And he's like, Ellie, man, like, should we stay another night in the room? You know what I'm saying? It is a long drive home. Ellie? Ellie?
What do you want to do, Dr. Chalice?
That's a dumb question. Wait, why are you acting so weird, Ellie?
Yeah, you're definitely not going to turn to a fembot.
Yeah, you are not a robot. Remember that. You are a human being. Do not turn into a robot, please.
That cricket is...
You can hear the cricket?
Something. Oh, I heard it several times.
Fucking cricket.
I bet that's annoying.
It is. But you know what's more annoying?
What's that?
Finding out Ellie is a fucking fembot.
It's off-putting.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't been there that long.
No, it kind of... I think they're going for a twist for twist's sake, but, like, it didn't really make much sense.
I actually don't love that she turns into a fembot. It's probably my least favorite part of the movie.
No, because he gets everything taken away from him. No dinner, no 20-year-old sex. Everything's
His
gone.
kids hate him.
Yeah, the best he has is Agnes and her cookies at this point.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense that he would even do it or have the ability to do it that quickly. And it was just odd, and it didn't need to be. It didn't enhance the story at all. So
she attacks him, and he fucking rams right into a tree head on, and fucking he rolls out of the sidecar. He's like, oh, fucking fembot's dead. We're all good on that, right? No.
Nope.
Fembot right back on him.
Fembot arm too later.
Yeah. Oh, he kills her. Like, this is a jump scare like a bunch of times. Like, he kills her, then her arm attacks him, and then like another thing attacks him, then like a tree attacks him, and then his car turns into a transformer and attacks him. Yeah, like, he cannot get out of this thing.
Yeah, then the movie just gets more ridiculous from there.
Yeah. Now that we're going into the final scene.
Yes, and I love this scene.
Yeah, I love this scene no matter what. So
this brings, like, the fact that they kill Ellie for no reason. It always is a scene that I hate, and I don't hate it, but it's just so unnecessary. Like it's just, but then this last scene is makes up for it. But he could have had Ellie beside him for it, and it wouldn't have made, because it already ends dark, and it have Ellie beside him. It would have been fine.
It would have been a lot better.
Just the same effect. Yeah. It would have been even better. Yeah, because they know what's going to happen. They're watching it, but go on.
Yeah. So he runs in, so his car's wrecked at this point. He makes it to the same gas station as we started it out on.
Yeah, where Ellie's dad got rescued by the guy.
Yeah. So then he does he call first, or does he just see the TV?
No, he's like, I think he says, you have a phone. And the guy's like, don't I know you? Because he talked to him earlier that he was like, I was always taught that you should help somebody if they need help.
If they need help, yeah.
And as long as it's not going to be any trouble, there's not going to be trouble, is there? And so, so he's like, he gets the phone, and there's like a kid in there watching it, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I think people come in. I think kids come in.
Okay, kids come in. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Kids come in and start watching the commercial.
With their masks on. He doesn't seem too worried about that.
It's time, kids. It's 9:00. Boom, 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 boom.
And somehow he calls and gets it taken off.
Yeah, this is the only thing. I love this scene, but who does he call to like get a hold of these networks? Like, I don't know who I would call to all of a sudden be like, you need to take this commercial off the air.
Pretty ridiculous, but let's just pretend for the sake of pretending.
So let's pretend he called 1-800-commercial, and he fucking got a hold of somebody. And he was like, you guys need to take this shit off right now. Take it off. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you got to trust me. Like, you got to take this commercial off. And it's getting closer, and it's like, boom, 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 boom. And
it does. It goes off.
And then all of a sudden, technical difficulties. And then he switches the channel. Technical difficulties. Switches to a third channel. Only 3 channels in this entire world. Boom, 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 boom. It's still fucking
going. And you're
going.
expecting it to go off because the other one went off so quick.
Yeah. And he's like, take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
And then credits.
Credits, that's it. It didn't get fucking stopped. Everybody died.
Everybody's dead now. It was all for nothing. And fucking Cochran won in the end.
I guess you could think he stopped it too.
Yeah.
It's really up to you, but
which is a great way to end the movie. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I took it as it was a downer, and all the kids died anyways.
Me too. So yeah, that's Halloween 3.
Halloween 3.
And it's almost it is something you have to see for yourself, and the song and all the fun parts of it.
I feel like there are a lot of naysayers still. There's still some hate for this movie.
I think that I can't believe when I went to, because I never have really known anybody who really liked it all that much. And then I went to, well, first of all, I started watching some people on YouTube or something like that, or you know, you listen to a few horror podcasts and they start talking about it. I was like, oh. And then I went to one of the, what was that called? The Horror Fest that was downtown. Whorehound, thank you. The Whorehound was downtown one year, and Frank and I went, and I could not believe all the Halloween 3 stuff.
Yeah.
I bought some of it because I was like, no fucking way. And I love it, but it was very obvious that it had become a thing.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of funny because it was a hated movie in the 90s and early 2000s. And again, it's kind of like Hocus Pocus. Not that Hocus Pocus was ever hated, but it's just all of a sudden.
I think it's one of those things where, like, maybe going back to the kid thing where, like, as kids, we might have been confused. And then as we got maybe teenagers, it was just like, no, why would you watch Halloween 3? It doesn't have Michael in it. And then as you got older and like how we are now, it's like, well, we actually sat down and watched it and it's great. Like now that we are a little bit older and we know it has nothing to do with actual Michael Myers, it's fine. I mean, and it's kind of cool the fact that like it's that weird one that sticks out the entire series. Like, like even like I have the box set in front of me right now, like looking at it, it's really weird to see that movie and the rest of them, I guess.
Yeah, and I still will never understand why it's called Season of the Witch. And I'm sure there's a story along to it. And like I said, I'm not that guy that reads that stuff anymore. I used to be that guy. But
I can tell you that is a song that's on my Halloween playlist, and I do really like that song.
What song?
The Season of the Witch song. It must be the season of the witch. That song.
I got an itch, sorry.
It must be the season of the itch. Get it?
I mean, that's good. I mean...
Yeah, you had an itch.
Yeah.
All right, do you have anything else to say about Halloween 3?
I do not. Except that if you haven't watched it in years, go watch it.
Yeah, and I would...
It was worth it.
Yeah, I would say that this will probably come up again in other conversations if we're just talking about movies. So... we can dive into it more, like the actual, maybe talking about our love for it. But yeah, that was Halloween 3. And the whole thing's a fucking spoiler if you haven't seen it. Michael's not in it, so yeah. And neither is Loomis.
All right,
well then, yeah, like Brad said, I kind of stomped on that one. Go watch this movie.
Yep, go watch this movie.
Grant and Brad's Ghastly Dab.
Movie.